Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om
Apavitra,
Apavitra,
Pavitro, Va, Sarvastam, Gatopiva, Ya, Smaret, Pundarikaksham, Savagya-bhyantaram, Suchi, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Om, Apavitra, Pavitra, Va, Sarvavastam, Gatopiva, Ya, Smaret, Pundarikaksham, Savagya-bhyantara, Suchi, Shri Vishnu, Om, Apavitra, Pavitro, Va, Sarvavastam, Gatopiva, Ya, Smaret. I'm going to read a text from Srila Prabhupada's early Back to Godhead magazine. It's a commentary on the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So here it goes. A person who happens to be born in the family of the dog eaters becomes eligible for performing sacrifices at once, even by occasional meditating upon, hearing and chanting or remembering the holy name of Him, the Lord. Then what to speak of Him who has actually met Him? Purported by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. This is a stanza forming the part of conversation that took place between Devahuti and the personality of Godhead Kapila. This is the version of Mother Devahuti. This is a very important shloka in the matter of caste distinction. According to the law of karma, a vicious living as a priest in the religious ceremonies. This confirms the power of devotional service, how it can at once neutralize the effects of infectious vices by execution of devotional activities. To be born of Chandala family is certainly the result of past vicious life. And because such a man is also at once elevated to the position of a qualified Brahmin, it proves definitely the neutralizing effect of devotion. Srila Jiva Goswami says that to take birth in the family of a Brahmin is undoubtedly the result of past pious deeds, but the Chandala even surpasses him simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. To take part in the ceremonial sacrifices is not an ordinary thing. Even a man who is born in the family of a Brahmin cannot take part in the ceremonial sacrifices until he gets the authority of sacred thread ceremony. The sacred thread of a man is a sort of certificate for him declaring thereby that a man has properly been initiated by an acharya. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, a powerful acharya, as Srila Jiva Goswami in the recent years, reformed the Gaudiya Vaishnava Association by establishment of the Gaudiya Math establishment, which institute initiates all persons without any caste and creed distinction, and gives them the right of a qualified Brahmin by initiation in terms of the Hari Bhakta Vilas, an authorized law book compiled by Srila Sanatana Goswami. Lord Chaitanya wanted that everybody from all corners of the world shall be initiated in the cult of bhakti, as it is propounded by him, and the Gaudiya Math institution is taking up the initiative action on this behalf very timely. Solution of all problems, like the dissolution of the caste system and other similar social movement, can actually take a valid form only under the auspicious direction of the Goswamis. All contending elements of the world problems can be easily mitigated by the blessings of Lord Chaitanya if the path is followed strictly under the direction of the Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami, the author of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Om Agyan Trinandasya Gyanajana Shalakya Chakshunan Manitamyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, welcome. Thank you for coming again. I'm going to explain a little bit about the importance of this initiation and why we actually do this and what it actually means how it changes things. So this Brahmanical initiation means that those who receive it, they are officially recognized as bona fide disciples of Srila Prabhupada. This thread means, in a Vedic culture, it's kind of like a badge or a diploma, transcendental diploma, or I should say maybe a little bit differently, because initiation means beginning. So if someone wears this sacred thread, it means that he is under the guidance of a bona fide acharya, you see. So not just that, he also becomes eligible, as Prabhupada mentions in this portion, to perform the sacrifices. The initiation ceremony is one of the sacrifices. He's also eligible to worship the deity. It is not that anyone and everyone can touch the deity and dress the deity and so on and so on. There must be a second initiation. So by giving this initiation, we're actually acknowledging that this person is a bona fide disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And not just that, he's also eligible to perform the initiation ceremony, chant on the beads, become what is called a ritvik on Prabhupada's behalf. All these a person is eligible to do, provided, of course, we have in our society we have the election. We elect. I was actually elected. We have met together, and devotees, they have elected me as the priest. So this is what it means. Actually, this whole portion we have read. Actually, the fact is that someone who is following the instructions of the Acharya, Srila Prabhupada has the condition, if you want to become a bona fide disciple, bona fide devotee of Srila Prabhupada, you have to follow 4 regular principles: no illicit sex life, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, chant 60 rounds with your beads. So someone who is doing like this, and he's preaching Krishna consciousness, and he's taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada's instructions, according to the statement of the Shastra, he's already Brahmanically initiated. This is simply a formality. See, what we call the caste system, in India there's a very rigid caste system. This is a perversion. People claim to be Brahmins and they wear threads simply because they took birth from a Brahmin father. But they themselves, they don't follow any regulations. Some of them, they eat meat. Some of these so-called Brahmins, they eat meat. So by their qualification, they prove they're less than Shudras. Shudra is the lowest class in the Vedic society. So they're lower than that. So in order to distinguish who is bona fide, who is not bona fide, one has to follow the instructions. So I'm going to read a few Shastric references. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yan namadeya shravana kirtanat yat pravanat yat smaranada pikvachit shvadopi sadhya savanaya kalpate kutapunaste bhagavanu darshanat. To say nothing of the spiritual advancement of persons who see the Supreme Person face to face. Even a person born in a family of dog eaters immediately becomes eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices if he once utters the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or chants about it, hears about it, his pastimes, offers him his obeisances, or even remembers him. So this is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The holy name is so powerful that if someone chants with sincerity, he at once attained the Brahmanical qualification. Actually, he becomes higher. Brahmana is supposed to have the realization of the impersonal aspect of the absolute truth, Brahman, right? Liberation. But a Vaishnava, a devotee, he understands the Bhagavan feature. If he understands Bhagavan feature, the Supreme Personality of God, then automatically Brahman is included. You see, so here's another quote from the initiation lecture. This is actually the first initiation lecture Prabhupada gave in the West. was a very revolutionary event in history. In 1968, he gave initiation ceremony to non-Indian devotees. So on this particular occasion, he gave a class, and I'm going to read you an excerpt. After chanting process for the 6 months or 1 year, it is supposed that he has already become purified. Now he should be recognized that he is purified. So this sacred thread means recognition. Sacred thread means one should understand. Just like one understands a man is learned by the degrees MA, BA or PhD. Similarly, when there is a sacred thread, it is understood that he has undergone the purificatory process under superior management or guidance of spiritual master. This is called Upanayana. Upanayana in Sanskrit. Upanayana bringing him more near. The initiation is the beginning of purification, and offering the sacred thread means bringing him more nearer. Therefore, the principle is, those who are ordinarily initiated, they should not touch the deity. Only those who are in sacred thread, they should touch. This is the system. But Krishna Kirtan is so nice that even without sacred thread, because he is regularly chanting, he is supposed to be purified. That is the recommendation given by Jiva Goswami. Anyone who is chanting regularly Hare Krishna mantra, Swarupi Sadhya Savanaya Kalpati. Shvada, Shva means dog, and Ada means eating. Dog eaters. The dog eaters are considered to be the lowest of the mankind. But in the Bhagavata says that Shvarupi Sadhya Savanaya Kalpate. Even if he is a dog eater, by this process he immediately becomes qualified to offer sacrifice. Savanaya. This fire sacrifice is called Savanaya. And Srila Jiva Goswami gives notes on this line that a person born in the family of a Brahmana awaits the sacred thread ceremony. But one who has become surely purified by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, he immediately becomes a highly qualified Brahmana. So, Prabhupada was very much criticized for this by the rigid so-called Brahmanas, caste Brahmanas. They actually took great offense that, Swamiji is initiating whoever and whichever, this is great disturbance. They're not born in the Brahmanical family. Why they being recognized as Brahmanas? So they become very envious. And similarly, nowadays, people are very envious. They have so much created, not so much, but we have actually the experience that many devotees, they objected that we perform this initiation ceremony. One group says that you need a living guru. With Prabhupada, you cannot take initiation from Prabhupada. Prabhupada has to be physically present. Another group says you need a so-called a senior disciple of Prabhupada to perform the initiation. So both are wrong. Spiritual life does not depend on physical, anything material, physical. Spiritual life is aituki apratihata. If the person is qualified, that is the essence of the initiation. Whether the Ritvik is qualified and so on, of course, that is also to be considered. But suppose there is no Ritvik, suppose there is no senior devotee. If one simply hears from Prabhupada, he follows his instructions very strictly, is he not qualified to act as a Brahman? This is our challenge. Otherwise, Srila Prabhupada's books are incomplete. If we say, no, he cannot take shelter of Srila Prabhupada directly, then Srila Prabhupada's books are incomplete. In other words, he is not the current Acharya, and we need a living representative, a current link to give us guidance, to connect us with Srila Prabhupada. So this is not so. Srila Prabhupada is fully present with his books. That is the actual initiation, through the knowledge, through hearing. If there is the possibility, if there's an opportunity of getting guidance from a senior, more experienced devotee, we should take it. Should not be foolish. No, I only take Prabhupada and whatever your nonsense. No. If I can take advantage, someone has more experience, I should be foolish. I would be foolish not to take advantage of such guidance. But at the same time, we should remember that Srila Prabhupada is not dependent on his disciples to give initiations. This is very important. If we do not understand the independence of the Acharya, of bona fide Srila Prabhupada, bona fide Acharya, They will make, sooner or later, will make offenses to the Acharya. Will consider that he's an ordinary man because he depends on some material circumstance. So, there's so much opposition because of this. The opposition, why there is an opposition? Because people, they claim to be senior, Brahmanical, or even gurus, not on the basis of qualification, but on the basis of some hierarchy or ecclesiastical consideration, or on age. Oh, I'm older than you, therefore I have the right to instruct you. Shukadeva Goswami was 16 years old. He's the speaker of the Bhagavatam. Yet, great sages of Narada Muni and Srila Vyasadeva, they were hearing from him. This is a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava does not make such discrimination on the bodily plane. Oh, you from this family, you from this country, you from, you're too young to instruct. No. A Vaishnava, again, is accepted by hearing, not by seeing. See? Lord Chaitanya says, anyone can be a guru. What is the qualification of guru? That he knows the Krishna Tattva. That he knows the signs of Krishna. That is the qualification. That is what we should be looking when we are looking for some guidance, for some devotee association. We should be looking what this person is saying. Not whether he's young, old, Brahmanical family, Indian, Westerner, so on and so on. And also, we should not look whether he has a Brahmanical threat, whether he's initiated, non-initiated. That has no value spiritually, you see. So, Prabhupada, he explains, actually this Brahmanical initiation was started by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and Prabhupada explains about how much opposition his Guru Maharaj had when he introduced this system. He actually started giving the Brahmanical initiation to the non-Brahmanical members, but also to the Brahmanical, those who are born in the Brahmanical family, which was a great revolution in India, that he dared to give another initiation. In other words, he showed that the initiation he has received in his family is not bona fide. That's why he re-initiated those who were coming from the Brahmanical family and wanted to become his disciple. So Prabhupada speaks about this in the following references. Another feature of the sacred ceremony is that one may not commit offense at the feet of a Vaishnava by thinking him, oh, he's a mlecha, he's a yavana, or he's a lower class, he's a higher class, like that. Therefore, this is offered. No, he's a Brahmana. He's a Brahmana. Otherwise, still in India, a person born in Brahmana family, the most wretched condition and most abominable habits, and he claims to be a Brahmana. And a person who is highly elevated in Krishna consciousness, he's not accepted. So in order to save one from the injustice, this ceremony is required that it is bona fide. He's a bona fide Brahmana, as it is prescribed and ordered in the Narada Pancharatra or Vaishnava Smriti. So my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, he introduced this and we are following. Next is a shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then finally advised, one who is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is understood to be a Vaishnava. Therefore, you should offer all respects to him. Purport by His Divine Grace. In his Upadeshamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami states, Krishnayati asya giritam manasadriyeta dikshati chit. An advanced devotee should respect the person who has been initiated by a bona fide spiritual master and who is situated on the transcendental platform, chanting the holy name with faith and obeisances and following the instructions of the spiritual master. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur comments that serving Vaishnavas is most important for householders. Whether a Vaishnava is properly initiated or not is not a subject for consideration. One may be initiated and yet contaminated by the Mayavad philosophy. But a person who chants the holy name of the Lord offenselessly will not be so contaminated. A properly initiated Vaishnava may be imperfect, but one who chants the holy name of the Lord offenselessly is all perfect. Although he may apparently be a neophyte, he still has to be considered a pure unalloyed Vaishnava. It is the duty of the householder to offer respect to such an unalloyed Vaishnava. This is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. Next quotes in a letter to Achyutananda, 1970. Actually, One who takes to chanting Hare Krishna mantra offenselessly immediately becomes situated transcendently, and therefore he has no need of being initiated with a sacred thread. But Guru Maharaj introduced this sacred thread because a Vaishnava was being mistaken as belonging to the material caste. To accept a Vaishnava, a material caste system is hellish consideration, narakibuli. Therefore, to save the general populace from being offended to a Vaishnava, he persistently introduced this sacred thread ceremony, and we must follow his footsteps. Next. So this Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that we can accept anyone, it doesn't matter where from he's coming, and make him a pure Vaishnava. And following the footsteps of Advaita Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these Vaishnavas from foreign countries, those who are actually purified by the process of initiation, they should be accepted. They should not be neglected. Unfortunately, there is some silent protest that I'm ruining the Hindu religion because I'm initiating the Europeans and Americans. Therefore, I'm ruining Hindu religion. There is a grudge against me, but you can just consider these points, that I'm going strictly according to the regulation given by the Goswamis and the Shastras. Shastra allows, Krishna says, Mami Parta Vyapashitya Ye Pishu Papayona Ya. Papayoni, it doesn't matter. If he takes regularly the shelter of Krishna, lotus feet of Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered that Prativita Chayata Nagaradigram Sarvatra Pracharahi Vimuranam. He predicted. Practically, we're trying to carry out the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered that anyone who has taken birth as a human being in Bharatavarsha, he should engage his life for Paropakara. And he said also, Prativita Chayate Nagaradigram. All over the town, all over the world, as many towns and villages are there, my name will be established there. So we're trying to do that. So his name should be established. Does not mean that they should remain as Yavanas or Mlechas, and they should simply know Lord Chaitanya. No. Actually, the fact is that everyone should be elevated to the position of Vaishnava, purified Vaishnava, as it is recommended in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Chaturvanyam maya sistam gunakarma vibhagasa. They should be made into Brahmanas by qualifying them as Brahmana. So the first condition is that anyone who comes to Krishna consciousness as a bona fide initiated member, he gives up all these abominable habits. No illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. They have given up even smoking cigarette, even drinking tea, coffee. So they're all, after being qualified, they're accepted as Vaishnava and properly initiated. So they cannot be neglected as other than Brahmanas. That is not very good proposition. They are, according to Shastra, they're qualified. It may be due to some past habits. They may commit some mistake unconsciously. Consciously, no Vaishnava commits any mistake, but maybe due to habits. That is also protected by Krishna. Apichetsu duracharo bhajate mamananivak sadureva sa mantabhya. Even there are some discrepancies, but if the only one qualification is there, that he's sticking to Krishna consciousness rigidly, he's a sadhu. Sadureva sa mantabhya. He is not to be neglected. So these Europeans, American devotees, according to enunciation given by Rupa Goswami, as it is supported by Lord Krishna himself, as it is supported by Shukadeva Goswami, as it is supported by Sanatana Goswami, as it is ordered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are regularly initiated Vaishnavas. They should not be neglected. There will be Vaishnava aparat, offenses unto the Vaishnava. Out of all kinds of aparats, offenses, Vaishnava aparat is the most dangerous. Most dangerous. So Vaishnava aparat is not excused by Vishnu. You see, so there are many people who are envious of Srila Prabhupada, that he's the spiritual master. How can someone object that why you should accept the shelter of Srila Prabhupada, why he should be the spiritual master? I mean, it's envious. But even his disciples, they're also being envied. We should not neglect this. If I respect the spiritual master, then why am I disrespectful to his disciples? The spiritual master is not alone. If I don't respect, if I offend his disciples, if I deny that actually disciples of Srila Prabhupada, although they're qualified, that means I'm a Vaishnava Paradi, means I'm an offender to Krishna. I'm an offender to the holy name. So in order to safeguard the general populace, who are very much, although we explain, you hear from a Vaishnava, still they don't hear. They want to see. What is he doing? Fault find. What is he doing there? He's not doing this properly. To safeguard, we give this Brahmanical initiation. Brahmanical initiation. then you please kindly relax. He's authorized. Don't judge him. Be respectful. These formalities are helpful from that point of view. Otherwise, if one is qualified, he's already initiated. But the formality we give for this purpose also. So, Prabhupada says, the sacred threads inaugurated by my Guru Maharaj according to Pancharatika system and Haribhakta Vilas by Srila Sanatana Goswami must continue. It does not matter whether the priestly class accepts it or not. When my Guru Maharaj Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada introduced this system, it was protested even by his inner circle of godbrothers or friends. Of course, he had actually no godbrothers, but there were many disciples of Bhaktivinoda Thakur who were considered as godbrothers who protested against this action of my Guru Maharaj. But he didn't care for it. You see, when we start the preaching, when we preach, just like we have taken upon ourselves to conduct the preaching work on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, some organization is necessary. Some organization is necessary. So this initiation means authorization. Yes, you are bona fide, and because you're not initiated, you're not yet bona fide. You can become authorized. There's no problem. That's why the center is here. And anyone and everyone can become qualified. Follow these principles strictly. Chant 60 rounds. Become an initiated disciple of Prabhupada. But some distinction there must be. Otherwise there's going to be chaos. See? Whether someone is following the regular principles, who can see this? You can tell me, I follow. But who can see this? But if he takes the initiation, he's taking responsibility. He's claiming to the whole world, yes, I follow these principles. If he's cheating, then that will be very soon visible. Krishna will point it out. One cannot do this. Rising early in the morning, preach Bhagavad Gita, go on preaching to people, book distribution and so on and so on. If he doesn't follow regular principles, he cannot stay here. It's impossible. He will be kicked out. He will be agitated. He will go away. So, because we're running some organization, some hierarchy is necessary. Any organization, any church, any religion, any institution, you go, you see there is hierarchy. There's the president, there's a bishop, there's the pope, there's so many authorities. It's not that everyone is equal and everyone can do whatever he wants. See? So, Srila Prabhupada is the spiritual master? Yes. Yes, absolutely. This is absolute. If someone reading Srila Prabhupada's books, is he, and following the principles, is he required to come here and take shelter of the Bhaktivedanta Legend Sound Society? Otherwise, he's not bona fide? No. No, not at all. He can make his own institution. Yes, Srila Prabhupada has such power that your own institution you can make if you're sincere. It's not so easy, but it is possible. But when you make that institution, you yourself, you will see there must be gradations of authority. These are formalities. Temple president, even the Ritvik, what I do, this has nothing to do with my spiritual realization. This is a managerial. You can say, yes, everyone has to be spiritually qualified, not that anyone and everyone speak all kinds of nonsense, apasidantas. But for the most part, this is a managerial, formal authority. The spiritual authority is Srila Prabhupada, the topmost spiritual authority. I might make a mistake. I might make a mistake, right? And it's okay, because I don't claim to be the absolute authority. That is Srila Prabhupada. So we have to cooperate. Sometimes we have arguments together, with godbrothers. So this is fine. It's conducive to spiritual realization. Everyone has different understanding, but we all try, as long as we all try to sincerely please Srila Prabhupada, always we can find some compromise and go on with the preaching work. But in order to make this preaching more swift, more practical, there are these positions in the society, spiritual society, so things can go faster. Not that we're going to argue about every single detail, whether we should go on Sankirtan at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or this and that, then the mission cannot go on. right? So the authority is there for that reason, and he has the final word. Okay, everyone is arguing. Okay, I'm going to make the final word. We're going to go at 10 o'clock. That's it. You see, whether that instruction is bona fide or not, okay, then we can argue and this and that. But for the running of the society, this is absolutely necessary. Now coming to the last point, and perhaps the most important, is that this is not a formality only. Okay, the initiation ceremony might be a formality, but to act as a Brahmana is not a formality. Prabhupada gave some guidance. The topmost responsibility of Brahmana is to preach this Krishna consciousness. Brahmana, according to the Vedic system, has 6 duties. He is worshipping the deity, and he's teaching others how to worship the deity. See, when you come to the temple, devotees tell you, oh, pay your obeisances, you do like this. This is the beginning. He's actually teaching you how to be a Brahmana. Don't think it's insignificant. If he asks you, please, can you sweep the floor? Ramachandra comes and he says, please, Prabhu, can you sweep the temple floor? He's giving you the opportunity to become the highest Brahmana. See, because sweeping the temple floor, this is part of the deity worship. Not simply, I'm there doing the arati and, sprinkling water the guests. Sweeping the temple floor, washing, which seemingly seems like a occupation of a low-class Shudra or like that. This is actually deity worship. Deity worship. It's part of the deity worship. If someone asks you, please bring a flower for Krishna, this is also deity worship. Everything. Everyone can be engaged. So, this is the duty of a Brahmana. Engage as many people as possible in worshipping the deity. They might not be qualified, they might not follow the regular principles. Somehow or other, text my brain always, how to engage them. Then he's reading the Shastra, he's reading the books, the Vedas, and he's also teaching the Shastra. Not that simply reading, and if someone asks a question, he couldn't answer, oh, I don't know. Or blindly, oh, it says here, I don't know what it means, but it's like that, and, that's it. No, he has to explain the Shastra. If he understands the Shastra, he has to explain the Shastra. Krishna says, one of the qualifications of a Brahmana in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Vigyan, realize knowledge. Not simply like, our modern education, Gyan, theoretical. I learned something theoretically, but in my private life, I do all kinds of nonsense. Or I learn something, some data, and then I just repeat like a parrot. If someone asks me, what does it mean? I don't know. I don't know what it means. I cannot explain. So Vigyan, that is the qualification of a Brahmana. It must be realized, not simply reading, but also understand. And when he's preaching, then he cannot preach without this, without some realization, because people will ask a question, just like we ask after every class. Any questions? Right? We're very open. Any questions? And anyone can come and ask a question, and we answer. So that is the fourth one. Another one is he accepts charity because he's so busy studying the Shastra, worshipping the deity. He has no time to get a job. Sometimes people are foolish. They say, oh, why don't you get a job? Where is the time? Worshipping the deity, chanting 16 rounds, preaching, conducting the... Simply busy. Don't think that we're lazy here, that we're sleeping here and eating. We're very busy. Anyone you ask this devotee, Philip Prabhu, you ask him, he's the first time in the temple living for the last 2 months. You can ask him, he will tell you how busy he is the whole day. No time to sleep, no time to even to go to the toilet. So much duties are required. So he has no time to make his living. So the general populace, they should have this decency, this appreciation. And these boys, they're maintaining some sort of spiritual culture. They don't indulge in illicit sex, they don't indulge in meat eating, they don't indulge in intoxication like that, and they studying the Shastra, so they can give me advice when I'm in need, like that. They're maintaining Krishna conscious temple, Krishna conscious atmosphere. Yes, let me contribute, let me nourish this culture. This is very much needed in our society. See, rogues and rascals are taking advantage of people, and people have no problem. Sometimes people challenge, where is the money going to? when we sell books. Where is the money going to? Are you asking your milkman where the money is going to? When you buy your newspaper, are you going to ask him, where's the money going to? So we're giving you the highest benefit, the highest knowledge, transcendent knowledge from Srila Prabhupada. Why are you envious? Where's the money going to? See? Yes, there are many cheaters. It's true, many cheaters in the name of religion. They preach nonsense. But that doesn't mean that now all of us are nonsense. If you see any discrepancy, you point out. You point out. But there is no discrepancy. We follow very strictly. People are envious. They're envious of this. So, the general populace, they should maintain the Brahmins. They should give contribution. Yes. He doesn't have time to make his living. He's so surrendered. We don't know where the money is coming from. How are we going to make prasadam tomorrow? Some people come, we fully depending on people's support. You see? Ultimately, we depend on Krishna. See, Krishna will always save us. But it should be the natural propensity of the people that, yeah, let me support this. This is so nice. If these boys are not here, and so much damage is done. One Krishna conscious temple, there's so much benefit is there. If they're not maintained, if they have to go get a job, there's no temple anymore. You can't maintain the temple if you work hard on a job, if you want to make your living. So it's everyone's duty in the society to maintain the Brahmins. And similar to the Brahmin, he also has a responsibility, not that he simply takes and doesn't give. He has to give the knowledge, he has to teach how to worship the deity, and he should also distribute to charity, you see. So we make prasadam, we invite you, come take prasadam, we made a nice feast, come take with you home. We're not misers. Quite the opposite. We push the prasadam, you take as much as you can. Like that. So this is the duty of a Brahmin. It's not simply formality. And he should also make others devotees. You see? Here, there's a quote. Professional preachers cannot create pure devotees. There are many professional preachers of Srimad Bhagavatam who read this work to earn their livelihood. However, they cannot convert materialistic people to devotional service. Only a pure devotee can convert others to pure devotional service. It is therefore important for all the preachers in our Krishna consciousness movement to first become pure devotees and follow the regulative principles, refraining from illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. They should regularly chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on their beats, follow the devotional process, rise early in the morning, attend Mangala Arati, and recite Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita regularly. In this way, one can become purified and free from all material contaminations. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. To make a show of devotional service will not help one. One must be a pure devotee following the devotional process. Then one can convert others to devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu practiced devotional service and preached, Apani achari bhakti karila prachar. If a preacher behaves properly in devotional service, he will be able to convert others. Otherwise, his preaching will have no effect. You see? And there's another one. Prabhupada makes an emphasis. Srilaji Goswami has commented on this line, Shvadopi Sadhya, that a dog eater, after becoming a devotee, immediately he becomes a qualified Brahmana, so much so that he becomes competent to become a priest in the matter of offering sacrifices. But Jiva Goswami says that even a person is born in Brahmana family, he awaits the qualification of performing sacrifices. He has to be initiated, he has to be advanced in education, so many things. But one dog eater, if he takes to Krishna consciousness immediately without waiting for reformatory method, he becomes immediately competent to act as priest in performing sacrifices. But, the Prabhupada says, but we should not take advantage of this. Actually, we should become on the platform of Brahmana, qualified Brahmana, qualification Vaishnava, so that others may not criticize. That is our special request. That chance is there, everyone. This path of Krishna consciousness is open to everyone. It does not matter. My position is very precarious. You see, so after taking the threat, we should stick to the process. Not that I take the threat and I'm initiated now, can do all sorts of nonsense. That means that person is insincere. So we should become qualified, we should stick with the principles, And to whatever extent we can, we should preach and make others also purified. So I'll stop here, and we can proceed with the initiation. Lalita Shivishakam Sajivam Vitamscha Swaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gora Vani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunabari Vachatyari Shatarine Swaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Niti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripapadaye Krishna Sabanda Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Vadyur Jvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gora Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Swaha Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruda Pasidanta Vantarine Namo Gora Kishoraya Shakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralamba Rasom Bodhe Padam Bujayate Namaha Swaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gora Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayati Swaha Gora Virbhava Bhumistvam Nirdishta Tajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhoma Shri Jaganatayati Namaha Swaha. Okay, so everyone stands up, and the initiates holding bananas before them in the folded hands stand by the fire. Okay, and the following prayer is being chanted responsibly. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitayacha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. You can put the banana in the fire. You can give me the seeds also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Okay, and now everyone pays obeisances to Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutare Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami
Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Devi Agoravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnabhari Avachatyarishakarine
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vachatyarishakarine